Aloha and welcome from the beautiful state of Hawaii on the Big Island on the Kona Coast at the Westin Hapuna Beach Resort, where we are training office managers and front office personnel and actually dentists who have wanted to come with their team members at the Westin Hapuna Beach Resort for the comprehensive OM front office training. We begin our podcast right there.
Welcome, all you wonderful dental podcast listeners, to the My Practice, My Business Dental Podcast Show, where we help dentists profit and thrive with excerpts from the clinical business of dentistry training here at My Practice, My Business. We'll be addressing and answering questions with current trends dentists and their teams face each and every day in their pursuit of this wonderful career we call dentistry. And now, the host of our show, the clinical director at My Practice, My Business, Dr. Rob Thorup.
We are here at the Westin Hapuna Beach Resort. Did I mention that? The Westin Hapuna Beach Resort. It's north of Kona. It's actually like the furthest resort north. It's absolutely beautiful. And we are here doing our office manager training for the first time off-site because we've determined that office managers deserve it. We actually filled the last two rooms of our event about 6 weeks before we came out. And I won't forget this doc who brought his two front team members who will be attending here. Again, it's Monday, and the teams are coming out on Wednesday, so we're preparing and getting everything ready for them. Actually, we're just goofing around and enjoying life before we have to start working for the week, but we are doing a lot of prep work. But these two team members, it was absolutely amazing to see them come to a presentation on what it was about, what we're doing. And they looked at that, and the one team member, she kind of mentioned, this was like really cool. She's been learning from the School of Hard Knocks. She actually has a degree, a nursing degree, and then went into dentistry after. Smart choice. And she said, everything I've learned in the front office, I've had to learn from the School of Hard Knocks. There's no trainings out there that really teach hardcore business principles. And as we began to teach her about the stuff that we are going to be teaching out here, her and the other front office person that she was with and the doc, their eyes were starting to open. They were going, oh my gosh, nobody's teaching this stuff. Why not? We literally turned office managers into business managers. Enough with that, I'm an office manager. No, these office managers need business skills, and we are very laser focused on the business skills. And so my purpose in this podcast today is not to make all of you feel guilty for not sending your team members out here. Although if you feel guilty, you should. It's like, we've had this out there, and we knew it would fill, and it's going to be a great event, but we're going to do this out here annually at least. I'd love to get to the point where we do it semi-annually, because these front office team members, they deserve it. There is absolutely nothing out there for them to actually learn business principles, docs, to help you better your practice. So I want to kind of, since I've got you here and some of you that are already going out, this will be good because I want to go into the itinerary and curriculum that these team members are going to experience, so that docs, you'll consider giving us a call and saying, yeah, I really want to send my team member out there for this education. Because do you value the education? If your team member could come out and learn business principles that would increase net revenue by thousands every month, don't you think that'd be a great return on investment? In other words, if it cost you, $10,000 to $15,000 to send a team member to Hawaii with us, and it included their room, included all their meals. It does not include the plane ticket or their transportation, but let's just say it's $15,000, and they came back and were able to increase net revenue by $100,000 a year. Wouldn't you consider that a great return on investment? I know we do, and that's why we train, and that's why we do not have any excuses for our tuition. Because what you get out of it, as every one of our clients on our testimonial page on My Practice, My Business's website will tell you, it was worth every penny that they spent. So I want you to know that these team members are arriving Wednesday, October 13th, where they're going to be met and have a meet and greet and And they're going to have an orientation. We're going to feed them when they come in, as they come in. And when they come in, they're really tired because they're coming from the mainland, and Hawaii's 4 hours behind us. Should be only 3 hours with the time change. I don't know if that happens in October at that time, though, so it still could be 4 hours. And then they wake up Thursday morning, and we feed them a wonderful breakfast out on the ocean view patio there at the Westin. This is like one of my favorite places in the world to go to. From 8 to 9, they get an introduction on the training and expectations. Every office manager is expected to gain, well, everybody in attendance. I'm not office manager, front office, the docs, they're all expected to gain the skills needed to objectively diagnose, analyze, treat, and execute needed changes. We call that the DATE acronym, DATE, diagnose, analyze, treat, and execute. Needed changes to any dental practice that they work with. And all of our modules are accompanied with quizzes. Yeah, they're tested. They actually have to pass the test, or we put them back in remedial learning that night. Okay, is that crazy? Who does that? We do. So they have to pass the test at the end of each of the trainings each day. And that way we ensure that the information is obtained and remembered. And in order to receive our certificate of completion, each team member has to pass with a minimum of 75%. No one leaves the island until they do. Maybe that's why they try to fail. I don't know. So anyway, that's what we do. So the first day, that Thursday from 9 to noon after that orientation, we go into diagnose, and what do they currently see and experience in the practice? We identify signs and symptoms of the effective and ineffective dental practice, which is a podcast we did a couple podcasts ago. We dive into that deeply because that's like business training. They have observing and countering the 5 dysfunctions of a dental team. We go into labs and supply costs and the race to the bottom with direct operating costs as it relates to costs of goods, and we teach them not to race to the bottom. That's just so contrarian to what's taught out there. That we teach them how to be profitable with the more expensive products, materials. Amazing. We discuss direct operating costs per hour and how to set fee-for-service fees according to fixed and variable costs. That's not taught out there. Everybody uses fee surveys. Unbelievable. Blind leading the blind. We talk about new patient marketing and the word that nobody likes to talk about, attrition. Attrition. We actually teach them how to track that. The next topic is getting a feel for the practice personality, and does your practice give the Disney experience? We go into that, and current case presentations in the practice and how they're done, and we determine what is relevant in their practice and current team incentives. Then they get fed an unbelievable lunch. Then they come back in the afternoon and they're sleepy, but we get out the whips and keep them awake. And we go into analyze. Now we went from diagnose to analyze in the afternoon. And what does the data tell you? We help them learn and understand direct operating costs per hour and carrying capacities in practices. We teach them those principles and understanding profitability versus production in the practice. Because everybody talks about, produce more, you'll produce more. Nobody talks about profit margins and why that's important. We teach them how to know actual production and the truths and myths of insurance contracts, and that is the huge one, people. That's one of the main players. We teach them about combining costs of goods and direct operating costs to net profitability, and functional versus dysfunctional dental teams, the vision to performance, the dental business triad. Oh my gosh, all this stuff is like bachelor's and MBA type programs. Very laser focused though in their vertical. We continue with the dental insurance investigation, technology and profitability, the real return on investment. We do not allow your practice to buy technology that does not have an actual return on investment. I mean, we counsel you not to. Some of you do it anyway, and then you realize maybe I shouldn't have bought that. Maybe MPMB knows what they're talking about. Well, with our trained team members, yeah, Doc, you don't stand a chance of buying anything without an ROI. We get into CAD/CAM, cone beam, and billing for technologies, which you can do. And CAD/CAM and cone beam are two very wonderful technologies that have, cone beam has a good return on investment, and CAD/CAM has an unbelievable return on investment with our training. And how to be profitable on every procedure. Then we have dinner. And then they have an evening course of, they're not done. Anatomy and procedures. We review that after dinner. Then on Friday, they come back in, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and ready for the next day. And we serve them a breakfast out on the Ocean View patio again. That's unbelievable. And then we get into more analyze. We continue. What does the data tell us? The customer journey, marketing strategies. What is that customer experience? Search engine optimization made simple. You don't have to pay companies to do this if you know how to keep it simple. And then one of my favorites, metrics of measurement, simplified key point indicators. Stop bastardizing those KPIs. You don't need to. There's only certain things that you need to function, and we call them the 7 main result categories. That's what other corporations do. Dentistry has been made to drill down into areas that are just noise. We need to stop it. And then we end with what's called the day sheet. And the day sheet doc is something that protects you as well as the office manager. Then we have a wonderful lunch on the balcony overlooking the ocean. And then we go into the afternoon and we bring them back inside and we keep them awake. And we get into the treatment planning. Treatment planning your dental business and what needs to be done. And we talk about reclaiming and teach how to reclaim profitability in dentistry again and how choice promotes trust. That's a concept that's taught in every MBA program across the United States. Choice. What a concept. We teach them about underutilized procedures. When we talk about explosion procedures or multi-procedures, and we talk about how to create codes and procedures, something that's, again, not taught. We teach them the art of soft selling, and that's another thing that's not taught out there. We talk about the 7 touch points to case acceptance, and we teach them how to understand that and how to function with our software, My Dental Docs, and how it increases case acceptance and the why behind it. We teach them insurance credentialing, negotiations, processing, and tactics so that you don't have to pay other companies for credentialing and fee negotiations because it's actually simple to do. It's just nobody's given our team members the algorithms to do it with. We teach them advanced claim submission protocols and case presentation, and how case presentation is actually biological. And again, nobody's ever heard that before. And then we talk about the top 20 procedures in your practice. We look at the analytics of them, and then we teach them about percentage tables, financial options, and protocols, and how it affects your practice management software. Then we have dinner, and unbelievable dinners every night. Oh my gosh. And then we have a evening meeting on the Utah House Bill 359, the new Utah dental law, and how it needs to be. We have team members from other states coming, and how to get that actively involved in your state dental associations, and how to be a leader and not a follower with the state dental associations, right? And then Saturday, you'd think they'd get the day off. No. They come to the Ocean View patio where we have breakfast again, early morning, and we start again at 8. And then we get into continued more treatment planning, the business and what needs to be done. And we get into conflict resolution and how to handle those Karens and Kens in the practice, let alone you, Doc, and the staff members. Conflict resolution. We get into more marketing strategies and tactics made simple, and being able to grow your practice very easily, setting up your analytics schedules and how to look at those on a routine basis so nothing escapes. Cross-training. We teach about cross-training so that the front office team members can actually go to the bathroom and not come back and have 55 phone calls waiting for them, and how to actually have a sick day. They don't have to come to the office barfing, okay? And then we remote access into your system. We get that in. And then in the afternoon is after lunch on did I mention the Ocean View patio? Then they take, and in the afternoon, they execute that treatment plan. They get into your system through our very secure portal with dental design systems here in Utah. We'll set that up. We've already set that up prior to coming out here. And I don't want to forget. So I'm trying not to forget about what they did previously before they even came out. But they get into office data entry via remote access and practice applications of analytic reports. And then we talk and cover and get clear solutions on EOBs that they bring out with insurance discoveries and their action and practical application of all the training. And then they have dinner. And so they are literally in training. I'm not kidding, because it's so amazing and fun, for 10 to 12 hours a day, and they don't even know it. Isn't that fun? They are thirsting for what we're teaching and training on from day one, because it's stuff that they've never been trained on before, and it is fun and it is exciting, and we can't wait for them to engage here in a couple of days. But let me tell you what they've done prior to coming out here. They've actually had to read a couple of business books. They've actually had to engage in providing analytics about the practice. They've had to get the practice ready for remote access and other prerequisites that Tracy has them doing that it's above my pay grade. I don't understand it. Okay. And then Sunday, they get to wake up and have a day off, sort of. They are going to have a morning Hawaii ceremony that they get to see that's a completely Hawaiian cultural event. And then they get to choose all three or just one and relax for the day after we beat them up for 30-plus hours. They get to learn how to play ukulele, taiale, hula lessons, and just relax there on Sunday. Go to church if they'd like to. We have that all lined up, everything. And then Monday, they get an island tour if they want one, or they can just sit by the pool or sit on the beach and read a book and relax on Monday. And Tuesday, they get to relax until late afternoon, early evening, where we have what's called a reflection, question and answer, and recap of their training and what they're going to tackle on the day they come back to work. And certificates are awarded for everybody, and they will pass before they get their certificate. And then on Wednesday, they have free time until checkout, until they have to leave. And everybody typically leaves on the red eye Wednesday evening off of the Kailua Kona International Airport. And then they come back on Thursday absolutely beat up, because when flying west is best and flying east is least, they come back with jet lag. But they come back ready to work and continue their learning and experience training, continual training from us, because it doesn't end there. And they come back so prepared with their newfound knowledge. And Doc, we just have one word for you. Stay out of their way. Not one word, whole statement. Stay out of their way. Let them do what they do. They don't come in and tell you how to do a root canal or prep a crown. After we get done training them, just sit back and watch what they can now do. For you, your team, everybody on board, this is where you want to start having, if you aren't already, because we know many of you don't, this is where you need to have your morning huddles. You need to have definitely monthly team meetings so that your team members that have come out to our training can effectively teach and educate the rest of the team members on what they learned, including you, Doc. So that is our curriculum that is going to be happening here in just a couple of days, and we're excited. We hope that all of you out there listening right now can plan for the next office manager training event that we have out here in Hawaii. And they are worth it, Doc. We put them in these positions with no training. We put them in positions of learning from the School of Hard Knocks. You and I don't teach them how to handle insurances and EOBs and things of that nature, because we aren't trained on that. I am now. Thanks, Trace. I'm trained. I have been trained, but most of us are not. We don't know what we don't know. Let that team member that is that key person in your practice, let them be educated. Invest in them. Let them come out to a killer training. Believe me, after we've had them for 3 days, they need a break for 3 days from what we teach and train them on. But they will come back. If you invest in them, they will come back and be an asset, second to none, that you will have invested in your practice. It'll be worth every dollar. I promise you. Aloha from the great state of Hawaii. And we'll be thinking about all of you while we're out here. I think we're going to actually maybe try to do a live podcast with everybody in the room for a few minutes, just so you can get the feedback from what they are learning, so that you can see and hear for yourself what's going on. Anyway, mahalo and have a fantastic day.
Thank you for being with us today. To learn more about our guaranteed, no-risk clinical business of dentistry training that is changing dental practices for the better, just go to our website, mypracticemybusiness.com, and surf our pages for additional information about our company. When you're ready, give us a call and get scheduled for the best training you'll ever experience. Those are the words of our clients, not us. Our mission statement is simple. We increase the net revenue of dental practices with our key methods, tools, and training utilizing everyday need-based dentistry. We believe that there's never been a more important time than now for dentists to know what we know, and that is 1, how to compete with retail America, 2, how to be profitable with dental procedures, especially those performed on patients with dental insurance plans, 3, how to place oral health care at the forefront of patients' discretionary spending, and 4, how to ethically, legally, and morally be paid fairly for the services you provide. All of us here at My Practice, My Business know exactly how to help you implement each of those talking points and more with our key methods, knowledge, and training. Our clients' testimonies say it all. If you enjoy our podcast, please leave us a 5-star review. Thank you for listening, and we hope to see you soon at the My Practice, My Business training facility located in the Salt Lake City, Utah area. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to call us. Thank you again and have a fantastic day.